Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're doing a review of the Harbor Freight Portland electric chainsaw. Well, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, how about hitting that subscribe button so you get notified of any future videos that I produce, whether it's tool reviews, repair videos, DIY projects, adventures, whatever they may be. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Anyway, so today what we're doing is we're focusing on the Harbor Freight Portland electric chainsaw, item number 64498 or 64497. Same chainsaw, probably made in a couple of different factories. Anyway, so we're going to be unboxing this beast in a minute, but like I said, this is the Portland electric chainsaw. It's an electric, not a gas-powered, and it has a 9-amp motor with anti-kickback design. It has an automatic oiler, has a wraparound guard to protect your hands. It has a 14-inch bar and chain, and it has a safety lockout switch. So let's open this up and see what it's all about. Now this is a big cumbersome box, so let me struggle with this for a minute as I get it opened up for you guys. And for me, I have not seen it yet either. At the store, it's very difficult to get a good feel for this because they have it chained down to like a grate. It's chained down to a shelving, which is like a metal grate, so you really can't lift it up and get a feel for it. And it says that it weighs about 10 pounds, so we'll find out about that all in a minute here. It's an awkward little box, awkward big box actually. Let me get through this. A lot of tape. There we go, a lot of tape to go through here. See if I can open this up. There we go. Let me pull this green beast out of here. Let's see, what do we got? Let's get that out of here. Alright, get rid of the box. Okay, it looks to be pretty much assembled. I don't think there's much to do here, but let's investigate further. Get rid of all the plastic. And make sure we're not missing anything important here. You know, just cardboard and plastic. The electrical cord. There we go. And this is a protector for the button. There you go. There you go, Portland. It comes with a sheath for the chain, and it's already assembled. Now, I did a review a little while back about their 9-inch pole saw, and I'll put up a link on the one of the corners here so you can go check that one out. And that one came completely disassembled. This is totally different. It is fully assembled. There's not much to do. That other one, I had to put it all together. And if you're considering between this and the pole saw, go check out that other video, and that way you can see what that one is like, and then you can come back here and watch this one, and you'll see what this one is like, or vice versa, however you want to do it. But check out the pole saw if you're looking for something that's convenient on a pole. This is not on a pole, this is handheld. And let's see, I would say, yeah, it's about 10 pounds, 10 and a half pounds, somewhere around there. That sounds about right. You have your safety lockout switch right here and your trigger down here, so you gotta press that and then that'll activate, otherwise no go. The chain is already on here and it's pretty tight. There's not much tightening to do. I guess you gotta take this apart to tighten it, but I don't see a need for it. It's really tight on there, so I don't need to mess with that. There's your hand guard, if you can see that right here, your hand guard to protect your hands when you're grabbing it. This is your oil compartment right in here. We'll put some oil in there when we're going to be ready to use it. And it comes with its own bar oil, which the pole saw did not. So this one comes with its own bar oil. And I didn't mention, this retails for $49.99. And I got it with a 25% off coupon. You can still use 25% off coupons on Portland electric products. So that's a good thing there. And I got it down to 37 bucks with the 25% off coupon, so that's pretty good. And let's see, we have the tool right here for tightening the chain, so that comes with it. That's convenient. Here you have the instructions which you guys can read through if you choose to. Most of us do not. So let's see, I think it's all there. And the barbs here for grabbing onto the wood that you're trimming are plastic. This is not metal. So I wouldn't put too much weight or force or anything on these because they're going to break. I'm sure of it. That's just cheap plastic. The pole saw, these are actually like aluminum. So that's a much better design. So don't use these really. But the reason I got this, and you have an indicator here for how much oil you have. So that's convenient right there. I'm not going to fill it up right now. I'm going to do that when we're going to test it. Has an Oregon chain on it, double guard, 91, and it's a 14-inch chain like we said before. So that's not too bad. A good quality bar and chain. That's a good thing. And it's really tight on there. Yeah, that's okay because it'll probably stretch as we use it. Anyway, so being summertime, I am doing some trimming around the yard, and I've been using my pole saw for trimming some trees and stuff like that, but it is limited because it's only 9 inches. I needed something a little bigger, gets me at least this much extra space here by having a bigger bar and chain to it, because I'm going to be taking down a big old palm tree with this baby. So we'll see how it performs taking down a big palm tree. And I'm going to be cutting it to pieces with this. I'm going to be showing you guys what I do with that. So it'll be a little while for me, but it'll be mere seconds for you. And I'm going to go outside, take down that tree and start chopping it up, and I'll take you guys with me. So hang on, I'll be right back. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention before we go outside and start testing this puppy. I know a lot of you are going to mention, why didn't I get the Bauer one? Well, it's very simple. First of all, the Bauer one is battery operated, and I only have one 3-amp hour battery. So I don't think it would get me all the way through the job without having to recharge it at least a couple times. But putting that aside, that's a minimal factor. The big thing is that the Bauer is only a 10-inch chain. Bar. The Bauer is only 10 inches. So for 10 inches, I may as well have used my pole saw, which is 9 inches. That 1 extra inch is negligible. It was not going to make any difference as far as me cutting through the big trunk of this palm tree. So I needed a full length bar, and 14 inches is a good size. That should go end to end, cut it in half, no problem whatsoever. So that's the reason I got this one and not the Bauer. The Bauer is good for trimming branches and stuff like that, but nothing very big. It's only a 10-inch bar, nothing major. So they went big name on the smaller saw. They didn't go big name on a big saw. You cannot get a Bauer with a 14-inch chain on it. So that's no good. I couldn't do it. It would not serve my project. So that's the reason I picked this one. So, and also you can get similar saws to this at Home Depot, Lowe's, and stuff like that. This isn't a bargain per se. At 50 bucks, you can get it pretty much anywhere. If you wanted to get a Ryobi or something else, I only got this because my project and the 25% off discount came in together just the right time. So they just meshed together, and I got it cheaper than I would probably get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of that. Because, like I said, with them, you're probably looking at 50 bucks, 60 bucks for a Ryobi or any other brand like that. So this is comparable to a Ryobi or Craftsman or any of those. So, for 37 bucks, I thought it was a decent enough deal. I saved myself the money. If I wasn't going to save money, I might have gone to Home Depot instead. So there you go. That was my reasoning. All right, let's get working. Okay, and here we are outside, and I'm showing you the palm tree that we're going to be taking down. And all that orange, ugly nonsense you see all over the trunk is a fungus that has been eating it for a while. And I've tried to kill it off, but nothing seems to work. And since it grows from the inside out, there's no way to really get at it. So it's a death sentence for the palm tree once it gets the fungus, and it needs to come down. And here we are with the palm tree on the ground. And I know what a lot of you guys are saying, why didn't I shoot the palm tree coming down? Well, trust me, I did. I did my best to get that footage. I knew it was something you guys would enjoy, and I did shoot it, but it didn't work. Didn't come out right. Unfortunately, I set up the camera in a position where one of the fronds hit the camera when it came down. I miscalculated how far out those fronds would stick out from the actual trunk. And the trunk came down where I thought it would, but the fronds hit the camera, knocked it across the yard, and dislodged the memory card that was in it. And for some reason, the memory card became unreadable. So I couldn't put the palm tree back up and reshoot it. And that's just what happened. The footage is on the card, but it's unreadable. So I put another card back in the camera, and we kept on going. The show must go on. So basically here what I'm doing is tearing off a bunch of the fronds on it, since it just came down, and getting ready to cut into it. Now I'm not going to be talking a lot through this, or at least I'm going to try not to. I'm going to interject some comments along the way, but I want you to listen to the motor of the saw as it's working, and the motor kind of speaks for itself as to whether it's a good saw or not. Right here, I'm just cutting into the fleshy top part of the palm tree. This is a fairly soft area, so it's not a very good test for the saw. This is the growth region, so this is where the seeds and the fronds and all that stuff are produced. So this is really a soft part. I'm trying not to hit the bricks at the bottom, so that's why I'm taking multiple cuts at it. But as I get further down into the actual trunk, away from this frond area here, you'll see a little bit of difference in the sound of the motor, and you can decide how good a saw it is. I'll give you my opinion, but you listen for yourselves and you can decide if it's a good saw or not. Here I'm still just preparing the top area so I can cut into the actual trunk. Don't worry, there's a lot more cutting coming up. Here I'm just gonna cut away some of the seed. Well, we'll get the seed pods in a minute. Still trying to cut away. All this green area here is where the seeds and the fronds and all that are produced. This is not a very difficult area to cut. It's still very soft and very fleshy because this is the growing area. And the discoloration there, you can see that's part of the fungus growing inside of it. All that orange discoloration is the fungus. The palm tree inside should be a nice yellow color, which you'll see later on. Now I got to cut off some of those seed pods because those things are stuck in there and makes it very difficult to move. And you got to be able to position this thing properly. So I'm cutting away some of the seed pods just to move the trunk around a little better and position it better. It's a big mess, that's for sure. Okay, listen to the motor here. Yeah, there you go. And I got stuck. And this is one of the problems I was running into at the top of the palm tree. And there's nothing to listen to here, so I'll just explain. I don't know why it was so difficult for the saw to cut into the top part of the palm tree. Maybe you guys out there have some comments you can put on there and tell me if you have more experience than I do. But the top part was very, very tough to cut into. The motor really struggled with it. In some places I had to really rock it back and forth. I had to cut wedges. I had to do it in any possible way just to cut through it. I really don't know why this top part is so difficult for the saw to cut it. It gets better as it goes further down the tree, but up here I had a heck of a time. It just kept getting stuck and the motor wasn't strong enough. Now this is a 9-amp motor. Maybe if it was a 12 or a 14-amp motor, it might be better, but it just doesn't want to cut through it very well up here. There you go. And you can see on this part, see how it's a bit more yellow inside? That the fungus really hasn't done a lot of damage there. I keep rocking it around a lot and try to move it so much because it really wants to jam up inside there. And I don't know why, because you can see I have it lifted off the ground. It should fall away from the trunk, but for some reason, it just doesn't want to cut through this part. Still having trouble at this point. I'm halfway through the palm tree here. Had to cut a wedge to be able to get a little bit more clearance in there. Maybe there's just too much moisture in there. Maybe the growth is just tighter. I don't know why, but at the top of the tree, it really had a difficult time. If this was a stronger motor, you know, it's a 9 amp. Maybe if it was 12 amp, 14 amp, something like that, it might be a lot better. But as a 9 amp motor, really doesn't have a lot for tricky situations like this. I mean, it's a decent enough saw for your basic house maintenance, you know, yard maintenance, for cutting branches and stuff like that, even cutting into thick logs. It would probably do a decent enough job. But I wouldn't use it as your main saw for cutting a lot of trees. If you have 1 or 2 trees to take down, it'll do the job good enough. But if you have a whole backyard full of trees you want to clear out, I'd get a much better saw. This one wouldn't really do it. I mean, it might do it, but you might wind up destroying it too. So if you want a saw that's going to last you, get a better one. Get a gas saw. For an electric saw, it just does not have the power to do it. But for a one-time use like this, it's good enough. See, as you get further down, it cuts a lot better. So I don't know if it has something to do with the moisture content in the trunk, or if it has to do with the density of it. I really don't know. Palm trees are different than other trees because they have a lot more moisture inside. Other trees, the wood is drier, so that could have something to do with it. I mean, if you guys know more about cutting down trees than I do, you can feel free to comment down below and tell me why. Down here, we're more towards the bottom, and you can see a lot more fungus on there. And you can see the discoloration on the inside, how the fungus is growing around the outer part of the ring. And there's a stump. That's the stump that I got to clear out in a few days. Maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll get to it, but that's got to come out of there as well. And here I just wanted to give you guys a sideways view so you can see the saw cutting into it, give you some idea why I needed a larger saw than the one I already have, and why the pole saw that I have, or the Bauer, would not have done the job. So I try to position it here in a way to give you a sideways view so you can see me cutting into it. But I didn't get the best angle possible. By the time it gets so bright outside, the LCD screen of the camera is very, very difficult to see where you're shooting. So I got part of it okay, and you can see the saw here cutting through it sideways to give you an idea that anything shorter than this would not have done it. I knew the palm tree got a lot thicker at the bottom, and that's why I knew I needed a full 14 inches to cut all the way through it. 9 or 10 would not have done it. But like I said, I would say the saw is good enough for basic yard maintenance around the house if you don't have anything too intensive. But if you're going to be doing this all the time, I would recommend either a stronger electric motor or get yourself a gas-powered one. This is not the one you want to have if you're going to be doing this on a regular basis. And there's another shot of the stump for you. And you can see the yard's all cleared out. Look at the mess that I made. I got to get this all cleaned up and get the yard ready for putting some grass down. And there you can see a couple days later, I got the stump and everything out. I dug it down a few inches, and there's no more roots or anything there. Now I got to get a tiller. I'm going to turn all this soil, prep it, get it all set up, and plant some nice green seeds in there. Well, some grass seeds, I should say. And it should be nice and green in a few weeks. So it should look a lot more decent than it does now. And you can see in the distance over there, far away over there, you can see that's the remainder of the palm tree and all the fronds and all the garbage that it created. So I hope this was a good video for you guys. I hope you got to see what the saw can and cannot do. And hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this down the road. And I hope to see you guys back here real soon. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.